right, so we have a little break here in between MPK races. We just kind of been chilling. You've seen our pictures. We've been to the beach and checked out the ocean and froze our butts off. And now we're here at DMC and just taking a look at the OG. It's no big deal. We got this little small block in there with the Procharger. Small block, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's real small in there.
Real small. It's been lightened and stuff. Nope, this is the Hemi. This is the Hemi. Like, this thing's won some things.
It's the MH5 Proline Hemi. It is the one out of the gray car we bought from Ryan. Ryan upgraded. They came out with a MH6, which is step above
6, 7, whatever it takes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a step above this one, allegedly.
Yeah.
This is my first Hemi, so I don't really know a whole lot about it. The first time we take it out, test them, will be the first time I've ever ran valves in anything like this.
Hemi.
Yeah. So,
valve covers are big.
Yeah, everything about this deal is big. So, it's fresh from Proline. There's 0 runs on it. Everything in this engine's brand new. But it is the engine that won MPK last year out of Ryan's gray car.
Yep.
So we knew that racing this thing on the street, we're going to be easy on it. We shouldn't have to push this thing on the street. And we ran into the situations at so many shows, dude.
America's List
that we have never been in before. And when you run in a situation like that, man, you got to think of what you can do to not be in this situation again. And we had killed it so much on the chassis that we're finally in a situation that we've never been in before, and that is more chassis than motor.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always, since day one that I started racing, we've always had more engine than chassis.
Yes.
And now that's not the situation. So I'm watching the show, I'm looking, and I'm thinking back to the streets, and literally we went there with a handful of passes under our belts. We went there with pretty much an untested car, and we started off killing it.
Yes.
We did amazing. And I felt like the whole season would have started off differently if you didn't draw Ryan Martin first range.
That's always a killer, man.
It is what it is. We had literally, 3 passes under our belt, and then we got thrown to Ryan, who everybody knows, Ryan kills it. He does good.
He doesn't start with a car that has 3 passes on it.
He does not start with a car that has 3 passes on it.
Yeah.
So you race the OG Fireball first pass on the show. We raced our way to get in. We did have a couple of test passes, but all in all, 5 passes on this deal on the street, before you get thrown to Ryan Martin, who has thousands of passes.
Yep.
So it was bad luck. I feel like other than that, we didn't lose a race until we started having engine problems.
Yes.
And the engine problems caused us to break blowers. It is what it is. So, and the show's not finished yet, but by the time it's finished, this will be out. The last pass of the whole thing that we raced on, I don't even know who it was against. Jerry Bird?
Jerry Bird.
Was it against Jerry Bird?
Jerry Bird, yep.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's Jerry Bird.
Well, he outran us by inches.
Yeah.
I know that. And by that time, the engine was so hurt, guys, that there was absolutely nothing on it. It had every bit. I even added 3 degrees of timing to the whole map.
Yeah, we were ready to see some parts or go fast.
Just trying to, at that point, we were like, when's this engine going to give it up? And then it did on the last pass. And it grenaded everything in the motor. It grenaded the Procharger. The Procharger actually sent pieces through the hood. I don't even know where the hood and shit is. But it grenaded, and you start looking back and you go, okay, the engine had problems, but is that engine going to be everything that we need it to be in this car? Like, right now, this is a top-of-the-line chassis.
Absolutely.
I'm not real sure that there's a better built chassis
DMC killed it
than what this is. They killed it on this deal, and the car worked amazing. And we went out there, and when we let off the button, this car worked.
To the 60-foot, this motherfucker
This car was
bad.
one of the fastest cars out there to the 60-foot.
Yep.
And then after that, we ran out of motor.
Yep.
You know, it is what it is. It sucked, but you got to realize what we were doing out there was racing every single night.
Yes.
We didn't have time to pull this engine apart, put new pistons in it, and do what it needed to be done for this thing to be right. So about halfway through the season, once we started breaking Prochargers, we were just along for the ride after that.
Yep.
It really sucked. And I'm still not going to hang my head over it because I saw what this thing's capable of, and so did everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was just literally nothing that we could do. At that point, we're begging, borrowing, stealing Prochargers from whoever we could.
Yep.
And we ended up putting one of Ryan's 121 Prochargers on this deal, which is a lot smaller Procharger than the 136 that we normally run. And when we did that, it instantly picked the car up like
Yep.
that. Everything was happy. The data looked good. And that's because the engine was out of efficiency to turn the big blower.
Because it was so hurt.
Because it was so hurt. It didn't make the power. When people say you need between 900 and 1100 raw to turn a 140 Procharger or an F4 or whatever the big ones are, that's what it needs. If it's not making that, then the big harmonic balancer Procharger that hangs off the front of these things
Yep.
is going to take all the vibrations that is wrong in the engine, and that's what's going to make it come apart. So 9 out of 10 times when a Procharger comes apart and it doesn't have a whole lot of passes on it, your engine's hurt.
Yes.
And that's exactly where we were. So once we put the 121 on it, it was happy for a little while because it didn't need the raw horsepower to turn that Procharger as much as it did the other one. So unfortunately, it only lasted about 3 passes, and then the motor eating itself up
Yep.
got worse and worse and worse, and we burned it up.
Dude,
It
that last
is what it
pass
is.
was...
When you're standing on the starting line after your burnout and you see Dave look down like this right here, and him and Ryan start talking, and Dave looks like this and he does this, and then he looks at you and goes, I knew
Yep.
it wasn't going to make it.
Yep.
You know, like, but, you know.
We laid some
What were you
pictures
gonna
over
do?
there so they can see exactly what we're talking about when we say we exploded it. Like, there's literally nothing that can be let use of this Procharger anymore.
No, at that point, you tell Ryan, my bad.
Yeah.
I'll get you another one.
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I got you. I'm going to fix that.
Look, I'm good for it, man. I'm going to get you another one.
Yep.
So yeah, this is our first Hemi, though. You know, with all that being said,
Yeah.
this is what we came to. So we pull the thing out. I talked to Proline. I talked to Dillard for a while. And I went over all the scenarios of, is this big block, even if we get it pulled out, even if we get it fixed, is it going to do what I need it to do? You know, or do you overkill it with something like this right here and just be easy on it?
Well, and the end, like, you know, the end result of that conversation was, you know, Proline, of course, Proline. Yeah, no, hey, we can make it fast. It's going to be a bunch of one-off parts like your small block was.
Yes.
And we're just not doing that again.
And as of right now, parts for this thing, like Ryan Martin got a trailer full of parts for this motor.
You can stop at 7-Eleven or Ryan Martin's trailer.
That's right. Because this is the same MH5 that he runs in the red car.
Yeah.
So spare parts for this are easy to get.
Yep.
You know, same thing Dave has.
Yep.
Sorta.
Sorta. Just better. Sorry, Dave.
A little different.
Yeah.
A little different. This is the Outlaw version. His is the NHRA version. Just a little different.
Yeah.
A couple tenths.
It's the same but
Or
different.
A couple numbers.
It's like the
not
gear
a couple
ratios
tenths.
in our transmissions. They're the same but different.
Yes. So, you know, I think that if you have something like this right here, you overkill the power, and to where you don't have to run it hard. It's going to be easier.
So here's the thing, you know, when we first started on that road, we could go really fast because we didn't have a whole bunch of power. You know, we could lay it all out there and we could go fast on a bare road. Well, that if you race on that
bare road turned into something good.
yeah, eventually you make enough passes on that road. And there were some times, like my draggy was in a couple cars that went really fast. You know what I'm saying? So like, there comes a time where you've got to have the horsepower again.
Yes.
And we just didn't have it.
No, because
No,
at
we
the
didn't.
last, we turned that thing all the way up.
And then some.
And we even added some timing to it,
Yeah.
you know, and it just,
We leaned it out, added some timing.
We did everything that we could do.
Yeah.
You know, and we just knew that it was hurt.
Yeah.
So this one, we should be able to run it, test it, and then just freshen everything up afterwards. And it's not like we're going to run it as hard as it has to be ran.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Stay together.
Stay together.
Stay
is
together.
Objective.
Stay together is the objective, and
Yeah.
there's parts for this thing.
There is parts for this. Unlike your, well, not really your big block.
Not my
but-
big block, but the big block that it was going to take to compete.
Yeah, right.
Like, I talked to you as soon as I got off the phone with Dillard, and Dillard said, no, we can make the big block Chevy work.
Yeah.
You can make any combination work.
But
Depends
you end
on
up-
how far you want to go with it. And he said, you're not going to be able to do it with those 23-degree heads. You're going to have to get some different heads. And we have actually made, whose car was it that they made as much power with a big block Chevy as they did with the Hemi? But everything was one-off stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one guy.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
one
right.
guy
Yeah.
did it.
And so,
you know?
and so what that would mean is you would have to do that. That's fine. But then you would have to buy a whole spare parts program
Yes.
with it
Yes.
to have if you have issues to,
And it's
the thing
one of
with
those things of why.
Yeah, right. And I think the thing with this is, do we need this much power on the street?
No, but we might.
No, probably not. Probably not. But that being said,
We could be easy on it.
you can be easy on it, and you're not working on it all the time.
Yes.
So is it necessary to have a Hemi on the street? No. Should
But
a
it
big block
helps.
ship- but it helps because, like, who wants to work on these things all the time? I like, and the big thing is that a lot of people don't know is whenever we're filming in one location for 4 weeks at a time, they need to run every night.
Yeah, and I've explained that. What you don't really see on TV is the fact that we race every night.
Yeah.
So what did we need to do to fix our other big block before we scattered it?
Right.
We needed to pull it apart and put a bigger size piston in it because the piston to bore was worn out.
It was loose in there.
It was loose in there, and we couldn't make the power that it needed to turn that big Procharger.
Yep.
And the bad thing is they're towards the like America's List, and a lot of people don't see it. They haven't even seen it yet, but it was like every night you were having an issue with something.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it was valve train or something, the motor was causing the blower to have a problem or whatever it was. Regardless, it just didn't work out.
And that's what I tried to explain is that we've always, ever since my first race car, day one with this car, we've always had more engine, more power than we've had chassis.
Yeah.
Well, DMC killed it on this deal, and now we go out there, we let off the button, and man, it's hard pressed to find another car that's 60-footed this car on the street out there, especially early.
Yep.
And they killed it on this deal, and eventually we ran out of power. The road got good. We couldn't put any more power to
Yeah.
it. We ended up adding timing, pulling fuel out after it's already been tuned. So it's not like it needed that extra
Yeah.
timing.
We were just
but
looking for some stuff.
We were just looking for some
Whether it
more
be
power.
ET or parts.
Hey, either that or blow this thing up,
Yeah.
and then we're just done.
And who in the world would have thought we would go to a street, some shitty ass street in Texas,
That we were worried about going to.
and they were worried about going to, and then go, man, I don't know if it's going to get down to. I can't do anything else to make it any faster, which is what you're doing with this. So
Yes.
I think you're not gonna have this problem. There's not a road. Sometimes I stand
Here we go.
corrected.
Here we go.
Sometimes I stand corrected, but in my opinion, there's not a road that is gonna need the max power you can use with this.
Carrie, you can come this way. Don't worry about it. You're okay.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good, good. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of the thing is with the Procharger and the ability to turn this
Yeah.
thing down.
Well, let's just be
know,
realistic
is-
too. What's on this right now? 121.
This is a 121.
Okay. So you start. The cool thing about the Procharger deal is you could technically start
Start with
with
112. Yes.
Then you go to, because I've done all this just to try it, 121, 136, 140. As of right now, that's pretty much the limit. But all those blowers, literally just changing the front, just changing the head unit and possibly a pipe change, which you're going to fix while you're here. That's all you got to do. And you get more air in the motor, less air in the motor, whatever you need on a certain racetrack, on a certain street, So until we hit that point where we go, okay, well, somehow we have used every bit of a 140 and a Hemi on this road, and I don't know that we'll ever get there.
No.
But
Not a 140 for
Not
sure.
whenever, not whenever them things are running 70s.
Yeah.
You know, at the track.
No.
Like,
no, Now you're not going to go 370s in the street. Now what I have
Not in
found,
my lifetime.
now
You know what I mean?
found
Yeah.
is that there is a loss there no matter what you do. You know, so you take a 430 tune-up, it doesn't go 430 on the street, it just doesn't. So sometimes it takes a 415 tune-up to go 430. But that being said, every time we go somewhere, I feel like we go a little faster.
Yeah, for sure.
And everybody goes, man, I didn't know you could do that.
All of technology, the tires get better. The glue that we do burnouts in.
Yeah.
Not the glue that we put down on the street, because we don't do that.
Not on camera.
It's yeah, we wait till the cameras are turned off and we spray it. The stuff that we do burnouts in gets better. Everything gets better. You know?
And I will say, you know, we said on our channel before, we went faster in Chicago than we ever thought we'd ever be able to go on the street. And then and I never thought we'd be able to go. I thought, that's a freak deal, we'll never go any faster. And then we did it again with a tiny number faster when we went to Texas. So it's like, that's going to keep you
on a road that nobody had ever been on before.
And so as long as we keep doing this and we keep learning things to make them work, I feel like we're always once a year we're going to go, man, I didn't know you could go that fast, but we did it.
Yeah, but we've been saying that for 10 years.
I know.
10 years we've been saying, now we ain't going no faster.
Yeah.
We ain't going no faster.
470s on the street, ain't nobody doing it.
We ain't doing it.
When y'all first started this 10 years ago, how fast did you go compared to how fast we're going now?
530s.
That's what I'm saying. So look at the difference.
Okay,
It's
so
ridiculous.
like you said though, 530s at the track. I took
Yeah.
the same tune-up from the street that I won a cash days with.
Yep.
Went to the track whenever this thing had a roots blower on
Yeah.
it. Went to the track, went 530.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so what did that 530 run on the street?
Yeah.
Let's give you a little bit and say we're at 540. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
Because back then it wasn't making a ton of power.
it probably ran pretty close to the
Yeah.
what it ran on the street at the
it's
track.
just wild to know the things that we're doing, how fast we're going. We all know we use those draggies, and those things may not be all that accurate, but the one thing that's pretty accurate is the mile an hour.
Yep.
It is. It is.
That shows power.
It is. And it's just a reference anyways. As long
It's like a dyno.
yeah.
As long as you can go faster each time, then you're doing something right.
But I'm ready to pick this thing up. The blower should be here today, right? It got sent to my house instead of sent here. My son shipped it here. It should be here. Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't mess that
He
up.
took that blower,
Yeah.
put it in the bed.
He's
of
a
his
responsible
truck,
young
drove it
man.
somewhere. Hey, and he got the address right and everything.
Yeah.
For this place.
Yeah.
So put the other blower on it. Put the fuel cell in it. Make sure everything is good, and pick this thing up.
Might I recommend, if you guys did not already, we just recently pinned our fuel cell in. Did you see that?
No.
We got to, I don't know if you do, but we got to take our fuel cell out every time we change the blower.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, I was trying to get to not do that.
Yeah. Well, we have to unbolt it and pull and roll it forward. Okay, so we don't have to pull it all the way out, so we got to roll it forward. But it was bolted here. So we pinned. We use little tiny quick pins, and so now it's got quick pins. So literally, when we want to move it, we just pin, and then roll it forward.
This one has just a little cage from there that runs across this one and then down to this.
yeah, and that's the only thing
That's the only thing. Other than
That's how
that, it
mine-
saddles in.
Looks like a big pair of thong panties.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you can pin those, it's just that much quicker you can change
Yeah.
it. If you had to. You're not gonna work on this very much.
I got
What
pretty
you're
quick
gonna
at
do
it.
with This, you ain't gonna work on very much.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We can do some shit that most people can't.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right, baby.
It's not really a good thing.
Oh.
You guys are bragging about
That's
that.
not. Really, that's not really. That's what I'm telling
We
you.
aren't bragging here?
Calm down.
Okay.
It's not really a good thing.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm ready. I miss this
Yeah, this
car.
can't be very far. I'm just by looking at it. Tell it it's very far.
No.
To pick this thing.
Well, whenever he built this thing, he even said, man, we made this to where we could slide a Hemi right into this. And I was like, yeah, no, it's not a big deal.
Fast
Turns out-
forward 6 months.
Yes, 6 months later.
I remember you saying, well, why would I ever do that? Totally remember you saying that.
He said that a lot.
I know, but you don't think you need it because it doesn't make sense. You go, well, why in the world would I need more than a big block Chevy with twins or a big block Chevy with Procharger?
We did
Big block Chevy with twins
We
would
didn't
work.
need more than big block Chevy with twins. But the adjustability and the easiness to go down different surfaces with this
I
You
mean,
ain't gotta worry.
you couple the downforce from the Zoomies with the different converter technology available for Prochargers, and man, it's just tough to beat on the street, man.
Yep.
Especially a crap street.
Yep.
So that's kind of where we are for now. We're not picking it up today because, like they said, it's still waiting on some parts. The bigger blower so they can make a different pipe. The struts are in. They got to build a new fuel cell, and that's kind of where we are for now. So we'll probably update this video, when we head up here to pick it up, and then get this thing tested and ready for some streets. All right, so OG's home. We talked about, when we were at DMC last time, the why and the what it is. But the big question now is
The why. Why we changed it?
yeah, because our other motor sucked for a Procharger. It's a Hemi. Obviously, this is the Hemi out of. Oh, did I miss one?
No, it's off.
This is the Hemi out of Ryan's gray car that he won the MPK championship with in 2021.
Yes.
The big question now, though, is, we went to small tire daily cars in the 405.
Yes. Oh
man, that deal's pointy.
It is.
Who knows when America's List is going to happen again, or what it's going to be. So what are we going to do with this car?
We don't know. It was supposed to be street only, but with the struggles that we're having at the track, who knows, man?
Yeah.
We may have to put this thing on the track and see what it'll do. That was not the plan.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Son of a bitch. They got us here.
And I feel like this side sticks out.
So to answer the thousands of questions that we get of what is going to be the job of this car, we don't really know yet. We are getting the car ready. We are taking it testing here in a couple days to see, make sure everything's right, make sure it is fast like it should be.
Yes.
And that's kind of where we are with it. Right now, Sean's changing out the gear set in the crank drive that basically determines how fast the
This one sticks out further than this side. Do you agree?
just
Okay. So now we need to check this.
this one has the
It's got to be on this side,
yeah
right?
it is.
Okay. Yeah. So that means it goes this way.
Just so what he's doing here, oh, they're both that way. This determines how fast the blower spins, how much boost it makes, when it makes it, et cetera, et cetera. So
That's right. Yes.
yes.
Sorry,
No, hey, you gotta
I don't wanna
concentrate,
fuck
man.
this up.
You gotta concentrate.
And now this one needs the we need the snap rings.
Okay.
So let's come over to the
So we showed you guys everything that DMC did to get the motor in the car while we were at DMC last time. And now it's ready. We were out racing, so we sent El Camino Matt, Trucker Matt, whatever you choose to call him, up to Boston to pick this unit up.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's home, and we're just making sure it's ready so we don't get yelled at by Steve too much.
Yeah. Which
Yeah, no, I said too much.
we're going to.
What do you need? Oh, some glasses?
I can't see. Yeah. Okay, this gear set is on both sides,
Yeah, it's very weird.
which means
So to me, that means that this gear set can go either way. This one goes one certain way.
yes.
Which way?
I don't know, but let me see. This one has the keeper on this side, so I'm guessing that the other downside is what keeps it where it needs to be. But I'll know as soon as I put this keeper on there. If not, we'll know as soon as we make a couple of passes.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I feel like that's
I mean, I'll co-sign it. It looks good.
I feel like that's it. We just haven't done this a whole lot, you know?
No, this is the second time we've changed
Yes.
the gear set. What you got here? What you doing with that unit?
Hang on, what are you talking about? You know, I don't got enough going on.
Yeah. I mean, there's that one. There's that one. There's a couple over there. Okay, so it turns out we had one wrong. Called Javi, he got it straightened out, and now it's time to go back together with this thing for real. Boom.
Okay.
No big deal.
Hey, it shouldn't be no big deal.
No,
We'll see.
we'll put the bolts in, fill
We'll
it back
see if
up
it
with
works or
oil.
not. I would like to say thank you to Axeman for these gears.
Axeman's a solid dude.
We have borrowed these gears from Axeman. They're at the last of
Man, you got my fuel
of,
tank all dirty.
what?
You got my fuel tank all oily.
I know. They're at the last of America's List whenever we had to put the 121 blower on this thing and we were trying to speed it up. He had some gears. He had a 153 gear set and this is what we borrowed from him. So,
Yep.
Appreciate
Contrary to popular belief, Axeman a pretty solid dude.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, if you asked him for something over there and he had it, he gonna share it with you.
Yep.
Even if you're racing him.
Yep.
You know? Not really saying I'd do the same.
Yeah.
With Axeman I would though, you know, he's a
Yep.
solid dude. So
So OG is ready to go. It's back home. Got the gear set put in it like you've seen us do. Transmission's all set up, ready to go with the cooler lines. Proline sent us a nice little care package so we can maintenance this thing if we have to or when we have to. It's time to test it. We're headed to Tulsa tomorrow, so Sean can let go of the button, see what this Hemi's all about. But that's where we are. So that's going to be it for now. We'll let you know how it goes testing. Obviously, there will be a video for that, so stay tuned. As always, go ahead, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video, comment, tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys.